Hello, everybody. I'm Biggles, and welcome to the Biggles Breakdown. I am joined by someone who needs no introduction, my friend, my nerdy home, aka Steph.
Hi. I'm
Hi.
doing good. I was rushing.
So,
Biggles was a gentleman. He changed the time for me because I was running late.
and we almost started at normal time.
I know. It was my fault. Late and Steph.
Late and Steph. Hey, you know what? It's better than being late and Mazza. And I tried to get this to stream over on Kick too, but it's not working on Kick. So I have failed us all, and I apologize. I wanted to try to see if I can get actually Kick to do it, but it didn't work. So we're on YouTube. So it's all good. It's all good. Of course, I have the women as my background, because women.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see Keely Chow. I see Dan Blackroyd. I see Chunk the Punk. I see Westward Smile. We have some happy birthday Stephs in the chat. Look at that. A woman running late. Never. See, look, they know. It was my fault. Happy birthday, Steph. Happy birthday, Steph. Look at that. Leighton Mazza. Oh, wait, that's me.
That's you.
You're Leighton Mazza, not me. Look. So, hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm sorry that this isn't working on Kick, but hey, it's a YouTube show anyways, and I know some people deleted their YouTube this weekend, so I wanted them to be able to watch by going on Kick, but it didn't work. So, we're here to talk about Batman the Animated Series. Now, if you watch it on HBO Max, or whatever it's called now, just Max, I think, it has season 1, which is just the animated series, which is like 55 episodes or whatever. And then it has The Adventures of Batman and Robin. And then it has The New Adventures of Batman. And I don't like that one, which is their season 3. So Steph, you're muted? Or I'm deaf.
No, yeah. The New Adventures of Batman, it's just me. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm not watching it. Fuck it. I don't give a shit about Tim Drake and Batgirl. I care about Nightwing though, and Batman. But they also changed the logo. So instead of having the yellow with the bat, it's just the black on the gray in that one. And they also changed the look of the Joker, and I didn't like that as much. Being used to the Joker's normal look. And the one that goes on to be Batman and Robin, or not Batman and Robin, I actually think The New Adventures is the one that Batman and Robin, or not, Batman Beyond. Holy shit. The good one. My favorite one.
Oh, that's your favorite. Yeah,
yeah,
I love Batman Beyond.
That's what I'm going to do next week. And then we'll go back to anime once my friend gets back from Japan, where we're talking Persona 5. So Batman, the animated series, is probably the best superhero show like ever. The Justice League one is pretty good too.
Justice League one is really good, yeah.
But
I think Batman the Animated Series is top tier. It's like up there with X-Men.
Mm-hmm. And Spider-Man.
Yeah, I love the X-Men, especially like the theme song. Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, but this is Batman, right? Not X-Men.
That's true. No, that's the Batman one. X-Men is different. X-Men is
Oh, I thought that's what you were doing.
No, Batman is a that one. Yeah.
And then the New Adventures of Batman and Robin, they go back to the original theme, because the Adventures of Batman and Robin was different. They did. They had to pull you back. They're like, we need you to like this. Dan Blackroyd says, I really like The Batman, the movie spin-off Batman vs. Dracula. Brave and the Bold had some great moments too. Yeah, and I think Mask of the Phantasm is from the animated series as well, right? Like a follow-up from the.
Yeah, it's in the that like that realm, like that look. Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
good. That's
So my biggest problem with that is I only have one problem with that movie, and it's Bruce going like this, and he's like, "I am practicing jujitsu," and I was like, "That is not jujitsu! How dare you, Bruce?" uh, but yeah, that was my biggest problem as a jiu-jitsu guy. I was like, "You're not doing jiu-jitsu, Bruce." But that was a good movie. And then the animated series is just fucking amazing. How would I put this into words, Steph? How would you put it into words?
well, I love the animated series. It was my favorite growing up, like getting home from school, watching it. It's always stuck with me. And what I really loved about it is that, yes, it was an animated show. It was about Batman. It was like basically geared towards kids, but it had adult themes. It never dumbed down anything that like any storyline just because this was like aimed at kids. You know, it had like, even now I can watch it still because it had adult themes and it handled them really, really well. It never dumbed anything down to a child's level. You know, Batman deals with like very dark things, very dark villains, and they portray it perfectly in the animated series. That's what I really loved about it. You know, it was something that I could watch, and I never really. It was like I was like a tiny adult watching it because it felt like a show for adults but aimed at kids. Like that. That's what I really loved about it.
Mm-hmm. I just finished watching it 2 days ago. Well, I finished watching The Adventures of Batman and Robin because I finished watching the animated series last Thursday, and then I finished The Adventures of Batman and Robin, which is directly related to this one because everything looks the same and it has follow-up stories from the animated series. So it was originally going to be the sequel. And then you brought up really dark villains. When Two-Face is made, it's also like Poison Ivy. They're fucking up Harvey Dent because she was trying to
Yeah.
kill off everyone.
That's one of my favorite episodes. Well, it's like a duo because it's Two-Face Part 1 and Part 2. And those were really good episodes. I mean, it literally shows like, you know, Bruce and Harvey and their relationship, you know, as friends. And then, you know, Bruce is there for him when he turns into Two-Face. He's worried about him. He sees him going down this dark path. And it's such a great, like a 2-part episode. It's such a great 2-part episode. Watch it back to back now because I have all of the seasons like of Batman the Animated Series, like all of them, and they're not here now, but I mean they're at home. But when I would watch them, like I would always watch like certain specific episodes over and over and over because like I really loved specific episodes, you know, with season 1 of Batman the Animated Series, and I would just watch those over and over, and that was one of them. That 2-parter episode was one of them that I could watch over and over because it was so good. It wasn't just like someone turning into a villain. It like dived into the relationship between Bruce Wayne and Harvey Dent. It was really good. It was so good.
And also, Joker's Favor is the first time we
see Harley Quinn.
We ever meet Harley Quinn.
Yeah. It's so funny that she was introduced just like as a henchman, but she gained so much popularity that like they made her into a character. You know, they turned her into Joker's girlfriend. But yeah, Joker's Favor is the first time we see Harley Quinn. I loved her from the moment I saw her. I was like, dude, I want to be her. She's so awesome. And the fact that she's like Joker is my favorite villain. You know, Joker and Batman, like they're the what's the word I'm looking for? Like the antithesis of each other. Like I loved the Joker Batman dynamic. And the fact that like she was introduced as, a crazy person to like they're two toxic crazy people that are like oddly madly in love with each other. It's really good. But yeah,
And then
in the moment I
at
saw
the
it, I was
end,
like, dude, I love her so much.
then at the end, she's like, fuck you, Mr. J. And it was like attacking him or some shit like that. I don't remember exactly what she did. She, her and Poison Ivy, I think, tried to fuck him up.
Yeah, that was in the Harley and Ivy episode. That was such a good one too. When like Joker had enough of her and he like broke up with her, kicked her out and everything, and then she went to go live with Ivy, and Ivy was like, dude, why are you in love with this madman? He's crazy, he treats you like shit. And her and Ivy like go on these like adventures together, doing their own thing. And Ivy thinks that like she's making some headway with Harley, but like once Joker comes back, Ivy just completely like melts. Or not Ivy, Harley completely like melts, and she's just like, yeah, I'll take you back. But it's such a great show. Oh my gosh. It's such a great show. And it's so funny because like Harley is doing all of these things to show Mr. J that like she can do it on her own. She doesn't need you. I don't need you. So she starts doing it on her own and making headlines in the newspaper and everything. And Joker sees that and he doesn't like that. And so he's actually coming back to kill Harley.
I know.
It's so stupid, but it's so good. It's not stupid. It's good. It's such a great episode.
Yeah, and Bruce is like, a good thing he set the timer not to give you enough time to come get you. And that's when she was like, and then he's like, well, I'm here. And then she's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's a really good episode. Those two are great together. Let's see. Catwoman, Selena Kyle is great in like the first two episodes, I think. Yeah, I really like those.
I love Selena Kyle or Catwoman, Batman. I love their dynamic as well. Like that they really understand each other, they understand each other. They just have different ways of like going about what they want to do. Bruce has like a no kill, whereas Selena is just like, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I don't care. I'm going to do whatever it takes.
And you have Talia, my beloved,
My beloved. I don't know why. I never really liked the Talia Bruce relationship. I don't know why. Maybe it's because she's like my beloved. Maybe it's because she calls it that.
Probably. But she's badass. And then her dad is pretty badass too. And Bruce even calls him his greatest villain. So he's saying he's even more of a threat than Joker, which might be true because he's like 600 years old or something like that. So I think he might be older than 600 years old.
The other episode that I really love, I actually like practically, oh God, I don't know why, was the Riddler episodes. I loved the Riddler episodes. My favorite one was like, if you're so smart, why aren't you rich? Like I freaking loved that episode. I love all the Riddler episodes. And I have yet to see a good live action Riddler. Like Paul Dano was good. He was really good as the Riddler, but I don't like what they turned him into. I don't really like his costume that they gave him in the Batman movie.
Oh, I didn't watch that movie.
You didn't?
No.
So I thought he was good as the Riddler, but I didn't like that they made him like a what's what I'm looking for? I don't know, like an internet crazy person.
Oh, they made him a Redditor or a 4chan.
Yeah.
Person, right?
Yeah. I didn't like that. To me, the Riddler is above that. He wouldn't do that. He wants to prove that like he's the smartest guy in the room. But I don't think that he wouldn't do that. Like, to me, he would just torture Batman because that's his main person that he wants to prove that he's smarter than Batman. But to do all of that and like influence a whole bunch of people, he has his goons, but he's just like not. He's smarter than they're replaceable to
He
him.
just
He
has
doesn't
them
really care.
around to like do stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, he's like, oh yeah, here, go do this. So he shows up. Go rob this so Batman knows you're coming and leave this here, right? Like the episode, I think it's in the Adventures of Batman and Robin, which I consider as part of this. Uh, he's building toys, right? He's like, oh, I'm part of this toy thing, and he's like
Yeah.
robbing these places, and he sets it up. Um, and he sets it up to where he's like, oh, try to get this, Batman. And he's like, oh, you're getting slow because he went to the wrong place at first. And then he's like, flip the card upside down. And that's where he figured it out. Right. And then he's like, I'll tell you how I did it if you do this or whatever. And then Bruce never tells him how he does it. And it like drives him insane. So there's so many good episodes in this, so many good characters. Sorry, I'm trying to do some stuff too as we're doing this. Hi, Orts. But we were hello, gaming everyone. We got celebrities in the building. Look at this. We got Ords.
Hey.
We got gaming. You know, look at that. So what is another? What's one thing that you really like about this?
About what?
This show. Because for me, it's all the characters. Like even Veronica, like Bruce's like little rich girlfriend kind of girl. Like I would say like she seems like Bruce Wayne's like best friend, if you kind of think about it, because he like seems to interact and like her more than any of the other ones that he like interacts with.
Oh, Ords. I miss you too. Oh, you're trying to get down here to Florida for Christmas? That would be awesome to see you.
He doesn't love me enough to come visit me for Christmas.
That would be awesome. I hope you're doing well, Ords.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you make it down here, you better hit me up. We can go out, hang out. Excuse me, sorry.
So do you have a favorite character? Is it Joker? Because that's what you said earlier.
I mean, I'm a huge Batman fan. I love Batman. Batman the animated series is like the most iconic Batman ever. But yeah, I mean, if I'm picking the hero, obviously Batman. If I'm gonna pick a villain, it would be the Joker. The Riddler would come next, and then after the Riddler, I like the Mad Hatter. I like the Mad Hatter. And then for the girls in the show, it would be Harley Quinn, Selena, and Poison Ivy for me. That's where the ranking would go. Talia would have like fourth, but yeah.
You know who my favorite is?
I just love this show. I've always loved it since I was little. It brings back a lot of memories. I think that it's the most iconic superhero show out there. I absolutely love it. There's just a lot of like quotable lines from it, and it's basically what I said before. Like it's just the show never dumbed itself down, even though it was geared towards kids. It was a very adult themed show because I mean DC has some very dark themes, and this was a very adult themed show, but it didn't really dumb itself down for like to a child's level. They're like children are smart enough to understand this. You know, it's at their age, they can like watch it and just be like, I want to be Batman. I'm a superhero and watch it for that. Like, yeah, Batman's beating up the bad guys. And then as an adult, you can watch it and you can pick up a lot of the underlying things that you're watching in the show.
Yeah, so my favorite character is Alfred. There you go. It's Alfred.
Alfred always. What I love about Alfred is that he's so extremely British in the animated series. He's always just like, he's got this like face, just like, yeah, like he's just not bothered by anything.
So in Joker's favor, he's like driving the car and he sees in the rearview mirror the bats, how he's like having the bat like swing around in the window. He's like, "Sir, I believe you're needed inside." Just like driving the car.
Just like not bothered.
He like notices everything and he's just like, "Yeah, let's go." Hurtful.
Yeah, Team Drunk. Oh, that's true. Oh, geez.
The standout is the
aesthetic. The aesthetic of
yeah.
Gotham, that's for sure.
That's what I was going to say, but I read slightly better than a Rhino and Mazda level. The architecture and design of everything gave it a timeless feel. Hands down, my favorite version of the Batmobile.
Oh, yeah.
I might still have that Batmobile in one of the toy chests.
Do you?
I might.
I have a tiny version of the animated Batmobile. I think like there was one time, and I kick myself every single time that I think about this, because I saw the animated series Batmobile. It was a bank. It was a little bank, and I should have got it, and I didn't. I was like, no, not today. Maybe another day. And when I went back, it was gone. It was a Batmobile of the animated series Batmobile. And it was like a little piggy bank, and I should have gotten it. I was so stupid that I left it behind. But yeah, it is one of the greatest Batmobiles. That one, 89. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Okay, that one, 89. The Batman. Batman. And then like I would rank like the tanks, like the Tumbler and Ben Affleck's Batman's Batmobile, like at the bottom, because I just don't like the Batmobile being tanks. I don't like that. I don't like the idea of them like being tanks, like the Tumbler and then the other one.
Yeah, I'm more of the animated series one, and then I think like after the Batman, it would be the second Batmobile from Batman Returns. I like that one like will turn into like a little fucking sausage thing to go into it between two buildings. It'll squeeze through. I thought that was so funny. Then it would be Batman Forever. George Clooney's is like at the very bottom. Well, I don't like anything about George Clooney as Batman. I don't like who was it? Was it you who was doing like a watch party for it? And I was like, I refuse to be here.
It probably was. I think it probably was. Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing it. Even though I love Alicia Silverstone, I was like, I'm not doing it.
It probably was. I used to do a ton of watch parties. I need to bring those back.
I know. I miss it.
The Bat Bobsled. I always thought that was so funny how I did that. I was like, what is that?
Yeah. But I absolutely loved watching this show over and over again. It was actually the only DC that I wanted to watch, because when I was younger, I was like super Marvel. Like everything was Marvel. And I wouldn't watch anything DC unless it was Static Shock, who wasn't really DC, or Batman. And then it was once I got into high school, I started watching some more DC stuff. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why I started watching DC stuff is some girls kept calling me Superman. And I was like, I don't really know a lot about Superman, but I don't look like a farm boy. So might as well. Like I knew Faster Than a Speeding Bullet, I knew all the stuff he does, but I didn't know anything really about him. And I watched some of it and I was like, okay, maybe this makes sense to me a little bit now that I like started watching DC. And I basically, a lot of the things I do are because of women, because I was like, oh, what, I can do what now? I was like, okay. But no, Batman was the only one I would watch that wasn't Marvel. And then Batman Beyond, which we'll talk about. I'll talk about next week with whoever wants to come on for Batman Beyond. Once that came out, I was so used to Will Ferrell's voice. It was like a comfort thing because I grew up watching Boy Meets World, and then I would watch a shit ton of Kim Possible when it first came out because he was Ron Stoppable, and then Terry, like I knew the voice, which I think Kim Possible came out later, but like I was just like so used to hearing the voice of Eric Matthews, right? And it was just I was like, oh, I know this voice, like. Dude, like now if I'm like watching an anime and I hear like a voice actor that I recognize, I'm like, all right, I'm watching the show. Like I never would have watched like 155 episodes of Black Clover if it didn't have Christopher Sabat's voice in it, or Sabbath, or however you say his last name.
No, I get it.
The voice of Vegeta and Piccolo, right? The voice of every single Dragon Ball Z character. And that was Batman Beyond for me. And I was like, Terry is way cooler than Bruce. No offense, Bruce. And then he's like, and then there's the line in Batman Beyond where he's like, how did you know it wasn't you? Well, he kept calling me Bruce, and I don't call myself. And Terry goes, wait, what do you call yourself? Oh, that's my name now.
And no, I get it. Like all of the voice actors as a kid, you just like, and you know them, you know, because we watch a lot of animation as kids. And so that's why it's so jarring when they change an actor's voice in an animation. Like we can tell they think that we can't, but we can. You know, it's so jarring when it's like, wait, that's not the same voice. They changed the actor. That's not the same voice actor.
Yeah. They changed the voice of Montoya. And I was like, wait, is that the same voice? And I like, I think in Batman and Robin is when they changed her voice. So let's do, I didn't even fucking pull it up. Usually I have these pulled up. So how much time left do you have, Steph?
I have about 15 minutes.
All right, we're going to power through this, okay? We're going to have Steph show us all her Batman knowledge of ranking these Batman.
Ranking?
Ranking these characters, right? Boom. All right, so we have a tier list. Nice. Now, usually I do these based on like a name of who it is. So I'm going to let you start. Where is Alfred as a character?
Alfred is S tier.
Alfred is S tier. I agree. As my favorite character, Alfred is S tier.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
He's just
that is his face throughout the entirety of the animated series. This is why Steph wins. Okay, back to
I don't know how to read words. I just waved.
Steph, you're amazing and beautiful. Keep your feet planted and your head up. Don't stop killing the game. Love you all. Love you, Ords.
Ords, I can't read, okay? That's why I click it and let you read. I think this is why I didn't like the new Batman or the new Adventures of Batman or whatever, because they changed all the voices. Exactly. Yeah, Alfred is the real. He's the real.
Look at his face. That is the face he makes throughout the entire. Even like when like in the episode that you talked about when he sees and he's like, "You're needed. You're needed." He's making that same face. He's just like he's just not bothered.
My words, Barbara Gordon's Batgirl. Now, to me, she's really fucking annoying in this show. I do like her though, but. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts of Batgirl and where is she ranked?
I don't know if it's like the voice actress that plays this one, but I love her story. I love Barbara Gordon. I love her story. But like when she's first starting out, and I love how she like actually like first starts out and everything. I think it's because she has that attitude like with her dad, and you know she wants to do things on her own, and she's always like pushing back. I would give her a B. I think I would rank her a B. Because I don't know what it is. She is a little annoying here and there, but I still like her. She's part of the Bat family. I can't give her anything
She
below.
she eventually becomes part of the Bat family.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because like in one of the episodes, she's like daydreaming of Bruce, but like in the first episode, her and Robin were super flirty.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of funny. All right, we have Batman, right? D tier.
How
Batman's
dare
the
you?
worst.
You put
Batman's
him,
the worst
you
character.
put him up there next to Alfred.
He's the worst character in the show, right? Batman. The show about Batman where Kevin Conroy is the best Batman of all time. D tier, right? Absolutely, all the time, right? All right, so we have my favorite cop, Henry Bullock. Where would you put Bullock?
Let's go B. Let's go B tier. When he's there, I like him. He's good.
Yeah.
He's not bad.
He butts head with the Batman.
Yeah, all the time. All the time. He doesn't like Gordon's relationship with Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
good.
he's good. He roughs up some other cops, you know. He's like, I've never been on the take, you know, and just like, yeah.
He's got good morals about it.
Selena.
Catwoman is A tier. Catwoman is A tier.
Okay.
Love her. Love her relationship with Bruce. Clayface. He's a C level villain. He's good. He's a good villain, but
so he's a mid bitch.
He's a mid bitch, yeah.
So he's the Mazza. Did I say Henry? I thought I said Harvey. Okay, my bad. Yeah.
Mr. Freeze is an A tier villain. I love Mr. Freeze in this. You know, I always thought when they made Batman and Robin, I watched it with Arnold Schwarzenegger and I thought it was so stupid. And I always looked at Mr. Freeze and thought Patrick Stewart, you know, like in his heyday, like he would have made a great Mr. Freeze because he's so proper and so knowledgeable. He's, you know, and he doesn't rely on strength, and like Arnold Schwarzenegger is all strength, you know. He relies on his smarts, and so like that's what I really loved about Mr. Freeze, and the fact that they cast Arnold Schwarzenegger is so stupid. But knowing that the movie was just made to sell toys, it makes perfect sense why they did it.
I'm told you're absolutely wrong.
Oh man, Heart of Ice is really good. Yeah, Heart of Ice is a good one.
And if we count the Batman Beyond episode, it's the best episode by far of the show. So Steph, you're wrong. He's moving.
Hey, this is my ranking.
He's moving up. You got denied. You got denied on that. All right, we got Harley Quinn.
Put her. Man, I love Harley Quinn. Put her in S tier. She's great. She's so awesome. I love her. Ivy goes in A tier. Ivy goes in A tier.
All right. Before or after Catwoman?
But after Catwoman. After Catwoman. Okay.
Yeah. Janet, I think is her name. The DA.
The DA. I don't know. I don't really care. She can go and see.
Okay.
This Commissioner Gordon is the best Commissioner Gordon. Like I fucking love this Commissioner Gordon.
Okay.
So give him an A. He's an A tier. Above Catwoman. Yeah.
Okay. That's probably a place he wouldn't mind. Okay. Biggles. Inappropriate. Okay. Joker.
Joker is S tier. Of course. He is S tier.
Behind Alfred? Behind Batman?
Yeah, right there.
Okay. The best hair in Gotham.
Best hair in Gotham.
All right, Killer Croc.
Killer Croc always made me laugh. Like he's so stupid. I freaking love Killer Croc.
So he's Mazza?
He's a B tier villain. I just love. He's so stupid.
All right, Mad Hatter.
He's so dumb. Killer Croc always made me laugh. So yeah, I'd put him in B. The Mad Hatter goes in B as well. I really love the Mad Hatter episodes. He's above Barbara Gordon. Yeah.
Okay. Now Montoya.
Montoya, she can go in C tier. I mean, Montoya's good, but I mean,
or where?
Before Clayface, yeah.
Okay. So funny thing about her is the episode Joker's Favor, where like Bullock is like hitting on Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
She's like giving him the look, and then when she like hits him, when Harley Quinn hits him, she's like, "That a girl." All right, Penguin.
Penguin. Okay, Penguin. Penguin goes in A tier.
A tier?
I liked his episodes.
Where is he at?
He's behind Ivy. Yeah.
Okay.
Put him there.
Raj Aghu.
A tier. Well, yeah, A tier.
Where?
Before Penguin.
Before Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The Riddler.
The Riddler goes in S tier. I don't care what anybody says. I freaking love the Riddler. Behind Harley. Yeah. I love the Riddler. This is my favorite Riddler. The voice actor for the Riddler. Oh, he's perfect. I have yet to find a better Riddler. Like I hated Jim Carrey's Riddler. I hated it. Hated it so much. Some people are like, I loved it. His Riddler was great. No, you love Jim Carrey. You know, that's why you like Jim Carrey's Riddler. You love Jim Carrey. And then, Paul Dano, the closest person that was the closest to this Riddler for me was, I think his name is Corey Michael Smith. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Corey Michael Smith on Gotham, on the TV show Gotham. That is like the closest one. And the reason I feel like he is the closest one to the animated series Riddler is because when he was researching for the role, he didn't watch any of the old TV show. He didn't watch the movies. He went straight to the comics. He researched the Riddler by reading the comics. So that's why I feel like he's pretty much like the closest to this version of the Riddler that we'll probably ever, well, maybe I don't want to say we'll probably ever, because we have James Gunn. But Corey Michael Smith's Riddler is great. And they even gave him the bowler hat and the red blazer, or the green blazer. He looked perfect. He looked absolutely perfect as the Riddler. I loved his costumes. I love the way. The only thing I don't like is that they kind of made him a simp, and I didn't really like that. And that's how he turned into the Riddler. He just was the simp for this girl, and he went mad over her. I don't like that, but I loved his version of the Riddler. It's really, really good.
All right, there we go. I didn't know anything about that show. Now I do. So. Yeah. We have Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson, A tier. A tier.
Where
at? Above Jim Gordon. Yeah.
So fun thing about Dick in this show, he gets fucking his ass kicked a lot.
Yeah.
All the time. Okay, Rupert Thorne. He is your mob boss in here.
Yeah. You can put him in C. I didn't really care for him. Yeah, right there. Perfect.
Scarecrow.
Scarecrow is good. I didn't mind Scarecrow's episodes. We can go B above Killer Croc.
All right. Now we have Scarface and Dummy.
Okay. Let's put Scarface and Dummy above Batgirl, above Barbara Gordon. So their episodes weren't bad. I actually like when they're in the asylum together.
So Scarface is actually one of the smarter villains in this show. His plans actually go really well, and it's usually Rhino who fucks it up and gets them caught, who's this big, strong, henchman. Okay, we got Talia.
Yeah, I don't really like Talia too much, but she is a bad bitch, so let's put her right there with her dad.
Okay.
Two-Face goes in S tier for sure.
Okay.
Great.
And then we have Veronica,
God.
Bruce's best friend.
Just put her in D tier. Like I honestly, like, I never really cared for Bruce's like romances. It's so funny because, you know, as a girl you would think like, oh, Bruce, and I never cared. I never cared for Bruce and his romances. I was just like, can we get through this already? We get through this already. You left out one villain that I think he was only in like maybe 2 episodes, but I love the episodes that he was in, was the Clock King.
Oh, I saw him, but I was like, I don't even remember his fucking. Or I
Yeah,
remember one episode, and he was like,
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he's in like maybe one or two, but his one episode that he was in was really good. Give
it
her
was
the
like
D. Yeah.
it was like the 4th. I think he was in the 4th episode.
Yeah. I like the Clock King. I think I like the Clock King because he kind of reminds me of the Riddler a little bit. But yeah, the Clock King. I would put Clock King, I don't know, in like C, just because he's just like whatever. But he was good. I liked his little story that he had. But I think Ords had said that like every episode felt like a mini movie. And it's so true. It's so true. Every single episode felt like you were watching like a mini movie. It's really good. I freaking love this show.
And a lot of them didn't, like, it kind of felt connected, but it didn't. Right? Like, you'd be like, oh, this happened here. But it's like, when did they get out? How are they getting out so often? You know, it's like this feels like it was last week or what happened. Like last episode, he went to jail. 2 episodes later, he's free. Like, what's going on here? So it felt like they're just Batman stories rather than like all connected, but it's like somewhat connected.
Yeah.
All right, so we have that. Hopefully, if I just close, or let me just stop sharing my screen rather than closing it, because I don't want to accidentally risk my DMs going out. You know, because that's the other tab I have open.
I've accidentally showed my DMs before.
Well, I accidentally showed my mom's phone number on the screen. Remember, you and Teresa are like, "Oh my God, put your phone down!"
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
you idiot. And she took that out for me, so no one could find it. You know.
Yeah, text your mom.
Yeah. But yeah. So I forgot what I was going to say because I do that a lot. There's characters in this show that just make it great. And
oh yeah, absolutely. I love Batman has the best rogues gallery. Yeah, this show is all about the characters. Absolutely, the characters, storytelling, it just makes the show. Yeah, for sure.
So this is actually a big thing, Steph. This is our first non-anime on here that we've done, that I've done for this.
Ooh, yay.
And then the second one will be Batman Beyond. If you want to come on next week, let me know. Anyone wants to talk Batman Beyond, you can put it right here in the chat right now if you're on it. And maybe we'll throw you on for next week, because I love Batman Beyond.
I know you do.
I've watched a lot. Man Bat was also a cool villain. Yes.
That's right. You didn't put Man Bat on there.
I knew you had to leave early, so I didn't put all of them on there. I was like, okay, 25 should be good. 25 characters should be good. And then there was like 15 other characters that were like that I could have put on there, and I was like, nah, 25's good. Because I usually don't put more than 25 on these lists unless I just grab them from someone else's because I didn't have time. But that is all. So you can go get ready for Mario Kart. So, Steph, tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, follow me on Kick. I'll probably stream there later tonight after Mario Kart. More Harry Potter.
More Harry Potter. Oh, yeah, you've been playing that game again, haven't you?
Yeah. Getting back into Hogwarts Legacy. I want to finish it. I'm not even halfway through.
That's why I keep Chunk around. Chunk's over there sharing shit out, you know? I got Chunk an autograph of Ray Chase, the voice of Tengen Uzui from Demon Slayer,
Oh wow.
the Sound Hashira, to say thank you for being the best mod ever. You know,
That's awesome.
Finally something that isn't Animal Crossing. He's got a point there. You know.
Yeah, something that's not Animal Crossing.
Oh shit! Like I thought I had Bane on the list. I thought I saved Bane onto the and put him in there. I guess I didn't. Where's Bane? What's Bane? Where would you put Bane?
I would put Bane at A. He's an A tier villain for sure. Yeah.
Bane's a juice head. I mean a venom head.
Venom heads.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being here, Steph. Usually we go for like an hour, but you do have limited amount of time. Our next Monday, we'll be breaking down. Why do I keep forgetting Batman Beyond? We'll be breaking down Batman Beyond and Wednesday's Biggles Bite, which is what we're going to call it, because one time I thought Beardo said Biggles Bites. He's like, get your Biggle Bites. And I was like, I don't bite. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not a Biggle Bite. You can't give me out for food. He's like, no, Bagel Bites. So Chunk had the idea to steal that. Instead of like a mini breakdown with Biggles, we're going to call it the Biggles Bites.
Nice.
For Wednesday, which is just like a 5-minute thing. And it is going to be me talking about, surprise, surprise, a card game. But it's an anime about a card game, and it's not Yu-Gi-Oh! So you're going to want to hear what I got to say, even though it's only like it's only going to be like 5 minutes long, and I haven't finished the show yet. So, copyrighted? No, Chunk. You would have to trademark it first. Come on, know your stuff. Trademark it. The Biggles Bites. All right, thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week. Friday, I'm going to finish Eternights. We're on the fucking end of the game, where I'm dating all 3 girls and not the guy, because Biggles does not take guys. All right. We're going to do the signing out screen that we ended on every time. Bye-bye.
Biggles is here. Hi, says I could be a hooker. Biggles, will your hooker name be Bagels? Mine would be cream cheese. That's my stripper name.
Yay!